I almost forgot about this one, is how important water is. I think we know this, and almost all of us will say, duh, we already know this. But the question is, are you drinking enough water? You know, does it help when I say a gallon of water, and most people will go like this? Oh my God, a gallon? Are you serious? A gallon? But even turn on my watch for tracking. Now it's tracking me. Like that's the reaction. Like, a gallon? Really? Yes, really. But now, does it help if I say 16 cups of water? Doesn't feel so bad, does it? Because now it's just simplified, right? Like, 1 cup is not a whole lot of water. 16 cups is still reasonable to do. So here's where I'm going with this, is that a lot of us are dehydrated, folks. If you're trying to get in shape, drinking adequate water is critical for your skin health. Look at my skin health. Like, for an older man, this is not bad. This is really good. This is why I get carded. This is why I get ID'd. Being hydrated is good for your skin, right? There's many benefits. I talked about constipation and not being able to pass waste. You'll be peeing like a racehorse, of course, which reminds me, I actually got to go bathroom as soon as I cut this video. But while you're fasting, right now I'm intermittent fasted, water is your best friend, because water can cure not just digestive issues, but water is also a cure for, like, keeping your hunger signals at bay. And all the false alarms of hunger is usually false. Like, this is exactly what I said. It's false alarm. You're not really hungry. It's when you start the fasting journey, okay? When you start skipping breakfast, let's just say, it's more psychological than anything. It's because we've been programmed to think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it's not. It's human nature, especially in the West, in the culture that we're in, that you must eat something in the morning. And most of us reach for, in America, sugar, right? Cereal, sugary cereal. Sugar, really. Coffee, creamer, sweetener, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, the real sugar in your coffee. But what we take for granted is the beauty of sipping water through the day, especially when you're fasting. Right now, water is going to be so rewarding for me, is because I'm putting in the work, I'm walking. You don't appreciate it until you really fast even from water. I know it's counterintuitive because I'm saying drink enough water. But what I'm saying right now is you have to acquire the taste, the appreciation of sipping water. I do it through the day. I have this water bottle, and I fill it with water. Most times I find it empty, and when it's empty, I'm like, I get frustrated. I'm like, oh my God, is it really? Did I really finish it? I did. So then I go to my water fountain, fill it, sip again, and you'll be blown away that most of you can do way more than a gallon. I'm not saying you should. Gallon is more than sufficient. But if you're someone like me that's walking a lot, you're going to easily smash 16 gallons. Folks, this is going to be awkward, but I got to do it. There's something that was in my shoes. Okay. This is part of walking and talking. You're going to face external factors and you just have to attend to it. But depending on your output, you're going to need more. Depending on, the little output, you may not need as much. If you're overeating, consider drinking water as a stopgap measure. Experiment with that, right? Consider a glass of water before every meal. so that you don't overeat. It works. It truly, truly works. If you must eat, and if you don't have that discipline, try. Try. Try to drink a water before every meal. And then just wait after your meal, right? Drink another cup of water after your meal. You will soon realize that you don't need to eat a whole lot. Water has many benefits that I outlined, but it's a mechanism. It's a really solid way to pay attention to how you can control your hunger, your cravings, and stay true to your fasting windows. Walking is, of course, a beautiful combination of fighting your hunger, because when you're walking, it induces growth hormones, and your biochemicals, your biomarkers are working for you, and you realize you're really not that hungry. Most times we are not really hungry. It's either sleep or us simply just being ignorant and making bad decisions, and just really that, like, we are so accustomed to eating 3-4 meals a day and snacking even, right? You'll gain a lot of, you'll be taking in a lot of calories. Try sparkling water as a supplement. Try sparkling water, like, not all the time, but just balance it out. Like, try sparkling water. For me, I will have sparkling water every now and then, especially if I want to prolong my fast beyond the 16 hours. I will have a sparkling water. It just, a little bit of gas just keeps that illusion. You feel a little fuller, if that makes sense. So I'm giving you some tricks here on how I leverage water, how how I look at water. I think, if anything, not only are you hydrated, but it keeps you so regular. You don't have to take you don't have to take laxatives or any kind of stool softeners and, Miralax and all the stuff that pharmaceuticals. I threw my bottle away because a couple of years ago I was constipated, and really the trick was the carnivore diet, which I cover, but water, that combination. So that's the best laxative for you, is being natural there and monitoring your intake. Anyway, folks, this is a relatively short, simple, sweet video. That 16 cups of water is very doable. It's, once again, psychological. This is not suffering. It's not painful. And going into Q4, just pay attention. If you're going to start your fitness journey, your self-improvement journey, most people cannot get through drinking enough water. I know I'm not putting enough emphasis on this, but it's so true. When I was semi-training so-called clients who had no business really training the first off, because they just were not dialed in, is none of them can really get their arms around drinking adequate water. When I tell them a gallon, none of them can do it. So you got to have good hygiene with the hydration factor, and then everything else comes secondary. Okay, I think I've beat this water to the pulp, but it's a great way to maximize your fasting windows. All right, folks, I gotta go to the restroom. Speaking of water. Till the next one, Mamba out.